All right. So you've cracked the 100K, right? It's all good. I think we've done 130 on this particular information product, just this one alone. You've made $100,000. You've cracked the code. You have a product. You have a system. You know how it sells. You have product market fit. You know you've got something. Here's the question. How do you get to $1 million without killing yourself? Without overworking, without stepping into toil, without stepping into hustle and grind and all those things? Hi, it's Ann McDonald. Welcome to the Kingdom Lifestyle Hub, where we chronicle the building and scaling of lifestyle businesses. So a little bit about me. So for those of you who don't know, today we're going to spend about 15 minutes or less. I might actually spend less time on this one. And this is part of the Kingdom Lifestyle series for the Kingdom Lifestyle Hub, where we actually walk alongside you and we build and scale and we chronicle the building and scaling of lifestyle businesses in the online space as faith-based, kingdom-minded entrepreneurs. All right, I've been at this since 2008. Who am I and why should you listen? So my name is Ann McDonald. I am the founder of the Kingdom Lifestyle Hub. I've also founded a bunch of other stuff. I'm a designer by trade. So way back in the day, when some of you probably all weren't even born, I was in interior design in New York City. I lived and worked in New York City on 2 separate occasions, lived and worked out of Beverly Hills and then the San Francisco Bay Area. And I built a luxury custom interior design brand. Now, in about 2008, when everything blew up, I thought it would be a good idea to go back to work, but to leverage the online landscape. Now, I knew nothing about online at the time. And one of the reasons I'm so passionate about building and chronicling the lifestyle business piece is I struggled with it for about 5 years. It took me about 5 years to take what I was doing offline, get it into a product fit. At the time, it was a webinar and a course called Decorate Like a Pro System. At some point on this channel, I'll actually share it with you. But that was my first breakthrough information product. So from there, I then started to work with vocational ministries and other designers. And then I just started to build my own lifestyle brands, really light kind of stuff, holiday decor, tabletops, all that kind of stuff, things that I knew. What I found was that I actually had kind of a knack for online business. I don't know if it was my interior design training, my ability to, see something kind of in 3D and then put it into blueprints or what it was. But people started asking for help. Like I said, I help vocational ministries. And today we're going to talk about what is it that actually moves you from, hey, I had a great day, I had a great week, I made $100,000. Awesome. Now you actually want to scale it. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Super simple. Simple scales, write this down, write it in the chat, put it tattoo it right here. Simple scales, complicated fails. I put it on the screen. Simple scales, complicated fails. Now, you and I know this. We can say it. We can talk about it. The problem is executing simplicity when you've got a business that's kind of starting to get rolling. You've made $100,000, super fun, right? And your business is starting to roll. You probably got a VA, you got a team, you got some Facebook groups, you got your email responders set up, you got all that stuff done. But what happens, it's like $100,000. Okay, well, you're busy fulfilling. And at the same time, you're like, I got to grow because I don't want to stop at 100. I want to make $1 million. Then I want to make 10, which is awesome. It's super fun. But one of the biggest things I see, and I struggled with this, don't do as I used to do, do as I do now. It's why I'm making this video. Complicated fails. So one of the first things that we can do when we are stepping into that space, we've cleared that 100K mark and we're headed towards $1 million, is we actually need to know, and I covered this in another video, who purchases our products, at what price point, why do they buy, and would they refer someone, why or why not? The next thing, and here's the definition of a lifestyle business, you guys can come back to that. This is my motto to get from 100 to 1 million. It's know thy math and prosper, right? You guys have heard the saying, what is it? Live long and prosper. Yay. Live long and prosper. Well, if you want to go from 100K to 1 million in the online space, you actually have to know thy math and prosper. Now, not just your math of how many sales you need to make, which is what we're going to cover today. You also need to know your math about margins. Okay. We're not going to cover that today. We're going to cover that another time. But one of the first things we actually have to get a handle on is, okay, if we have a goal of $1 million, yay, but how are we going to get there? Now, hold that in one hand, and in the other hand, we're remembering simple scales, complicated fails, simple scales, complicated fails. Okay, I talked about this in another video, how when I first had my, I thought it was $1 million at the time. It was only like $15,000, but I made just under $15,000 in a webinar, a 90-minute webinar. I'm like, I'm rich. I can do this. It was more than I made like on a kitchen remodel at the time. So I was super excited. The problem was I took what was working and I thought I needed to make it better, and I complicated it. So today we're going to really hold in tension these two things, knowing our numbers and keeping it simple. Keep it simple. Know our numbers. Keep it simple. It's like, what's that scene, that Will Smith movie? Where he's teaching somebody to dance. I can't remember. Hitch, I think is what it is. He's like, stay right here. Stay right here. Okay. That's what you want to do. Like, that's how we do it. So know thy math and prosper. So what's the math? And here's a question for you. What's the math? Are you doing 10 sales? Do you have $100,000 product? Are you like high-end coaching type stuff? My husband and I have a luxury business intensive where we do like this. It's like baptism by fire type thing, where we actually once or twice a year, we take a really small group. They can bring their teams and we're like, here's what we know. And here's what's working. And we take them to a nice hotel and it's like a baptism. And we call it the luxury business intensive. Now, it's not $100,000, but it does hover between $35,000 and $75,000. So don't need to make that many sales to make $1 million. Now, do you have a product like that? Is that your wheelhouse? For us, we love that because we wasted so much time. I wasted nearly 5 years trying to figure out the online lifestyle business thing, that if I could have paid somebody, I jokingly say that's a great product to save 45 pounds and save 5 years. Like, go for it, right? Is that your wheelhouse? Do you have a high price product, so you only need to make 10, maybe 15 sales? Or are you at the $10,000 price point? Do you have a $10,000 product? Do you have a $1,000 product? You need to make 1,000 sales. Do you have a $500 product, which is where I started off way back in the day? I had a $495 product. And it was called, like I said, Decorate Like a Pro. We added an upsell to it to boost the numbers. We added a small group coaching thing to it, and that helped us a lot. It helped us reach some of our financial goals at the time for that particular information product. But here's the thing. If you don't know the math, you're never going to get there. Okay. Don't overcomplicate how simple it is to get to $1 million in sales. A lot of times we focus on all the stuff that doesn't matter. But today I've just come to remind you what's the math and simple scales. Okay, so let me know in the comments. Let me know wherever you're watching this. If you're inside of our paid membership and our Facebook group, if you're watching this on YouTube, let us know in the chat. What's your math? Do you have a $500 product? Do you have a $47 product? Do you have a $1,000 product, a $10,000 product? What is your price point? And how many units do you actually have to sell to break that $1 million math, that $1 million mark? All right. That's what I wanted to talk about today. If you go, you should be able to download the PDF. And I just made some notes here. You can write down your primary product. What is your primary product? Describe it in detail, know it backwards and forwards, and then let's see if we can simplify it a little bit. Next, what's the price? And then finally, how many units do you have to sell? That's what we're going to cover today. This is Ann McDonald. Live long and prosper, know your math and prosper. And if you want more information, go ahead and follow us on the links somewhere, Kingdom Lifestyle Hub, or if you're on YouTube, subscribe to this channel. My heart is to bring you the chronicling of how we build and scale online lifestyle businesses, especially from my perspective as a kingdom-minded entrepreneur, someone who's got a faith bent, who my whole gig was in the luxury, like interior design and tabletop and holiday decor and that whole world. So my heart is to bring solutions to you so that you can prosper as you. All right. Welcome.